Today I've got a different kind of video for you because I want to talk about something that's not directly related to my channel, but I'm very passionate about it because I am industry. I'm a bartender through and through, and I love my industry. What I noticed, and this is mainly applicable to the UK, I don't know how this translates around the world, but this is definitely evidence of what I see in the UK. The trends, we've been talking for months, years now that the bar industry, hospitality, is on its knees and it's dying. And as much as I kind of agree with that to some extent, I also see that daytime drinking, daytime socializing, I think is the better word, is on the massive increase. I'm one of these people that goes out a lot during the daytime, work in coffee shops, go out for coffee in the mornings, and very rarely do I walk into a coffee shop, whether it's 10 o'clock in the morning, whether it's 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Very rarely do I walk in and they are not busy. There are plenty of people there. And the interesting thing that I like to look at is that actually, while there is quite a bit of coffee going around, actually a lot of these drinks are non-coffee related drinks. And it's kind of got me thinking a lot in the last sort of 6 to 8 months. Are bartenders, are bars missing a trick by not getting on board with daytime drinking? And I'm not necessarily talking alcohol and cocktails. I'm talking the drinks that kind of cross over. And one of the big things, because this is really close to my heart because my mum absolutely adores it, is matcha. And even coffee shops around me, not all of them are serving matcha, or when they do serve matcha, it's not actually that great. They kind of use the glasses or the cups, the plastic cups that they use are too big, and it kind of dilutes it down. So the question I kind of always asking myself is that should baristas in coffee shops learn a few bartending skills and start serving like daytime cocktails like spritzes and things like that, wine? A lot of my coffee shops have got those sort of things. But more importantly, should bartenders actually be using or learning barista tricks? And I think one of those is matcha, because when you go into a city, especially Manchester, London, when you walk down the streets, within 20 meters, you are confronted by A-boards advertising different flavored matchas. And that is very much the big trend that hasn't really hit yet out in the sticks. So today I'm going to quickly show you how you can easily, very quickly bang out absolutely banging matchas and help you compete with your local coffee shop. So let's make this flavored matcha. I'm going to talk about little bits here from a bartender point of view for how I kind of interpret stuff. So first off, let's talk about the glass or the plastic disposable, we can't say the word plastic anymore, disposable glass that you possibly would be using. Many times when I go out, and bearing in mind, I'm not a connoisseur, but my mum is. When I go out, they will be served in 16-ounce cups with loads of ice. And quite often or not, they're quite weak. There is one coffee shop we go to that go the opposite way and go 8-ounce. And that's one of mum's favourites. Because it is sort of like a little bit more concentrated. But half the time, the balance is out. And as bartenders, we always talk about balance of drinks. So for me, I've played about with this a few times now, but I've got a glass here, ignore the branded, patterns and all that, but it's a 12-ounce glass. So it sits nicely in between that 8-ounce glass that the nice coffee shop that we go to, but 4 ounces less. So what's that, 120 mil less? Is that right, 30, 60? Yeah, 120 mil less than your typical coffee shop glass. Now, so that's the glass size. We've got ice in there. Why do I think REAL is the best? Yes, right. Full disclosure, I'm in a paid relationship with REAL. I've been using them personally, if we include the coconut, for 15, 16 plus years. I love REAL. What REAL are is they are the highest fruit content syrup on the market. And I think that's applicable worldwide. I don't know of another brand of syrup that has as much fruit in them. And why is that important? With matcha, as a bartender hat on, the important thing is the visuals. And when you go to coffee shops and they're using syrups, whether it's any of the mainstream brands, but the syrups, the thinner things, you don't get that level, or you don't get those layers. You don't get, like in this case, we're going strawberry. I did a mango one on Instagram a few weeks ago. but you don't get those clear, definitive layers. That drink just blends in. And half the time people buy with their eyes. So if you're serving it up and you want to make more money, you kind of have to create drinks that people like turn people's heads and go, oh, what's that? I want to make that. So REAL, because it is a thicker syrup that isn't going to over sweeten your cocktail, your drink, your matcha, I just think they're perfect. They are high fruit consistency, so they're just going to sit nicely at the bottom of your glass, and then the customer can stir it in. Now, perfect serving for this, on you. I chat to the REAL guys, sometimes they're 30 ml. I'm more of the 20 ml, but it's completely up to you. What I'm saying is 30 ml of a REAL will be nowhere near as sweet as 30 ml of your typical syrup from all of your other mainstream brands. Now, I'm going to measure this just so you can see, but normally I'll just squeeze. And I do believe REAL are looking at pumps for the UK for this. I've nudged them. So I'm just going 20 ml. So this is a standard 25 ml jigger. And I'm just going 20 ml of my strawberry. Now, the next component is obviously your milk. Now, just for giggles, the last one I did was mango REAL with coconut here. I've got almond. Strawberry and almond works really well together. But bars, you're going to be, you've got your Alpros, you've got your other brands, you've got your normal dairy milk. Of course you have. But I'm just saying these are alternatives. And quite often I will see bars like, charging 50, 60p more for alternative milk these days. And we can see already that it's layering on top of the strawberry. Now let's make the matcha. And this is really super quick and super easy. I'm sorry, Perfect Ted, if this goes against your beliefs, but I'm going to show you the bar way to do this. So I'm going, that's about right, about half a heaped bar spoon. Now I've got some hot water here. Now I did boil the kettle. This has probably been sitting here, been puffing around about 10 minutes. So it's not piping hot water. You don't need it to be piping hot. I would say just off the boil is perfect in here. I'm not going to measure it out, but I'm just going to eyeball it. I just want to pour enough hot water in there just to sort of create this sort of, not the paste, but it's probably 30, 45 ml of water going in there. Now, for us bars, I'm very lucky. I've got a spindle and milkshake blender there beside me. Coffee shops will have the same, possibly. Bars, we might have a little thing like that. But I just think this is a great, easy way to kind of get your matcha going. So I'm just going to put it, you won't see it on camera, but I'm just going to put it under the spindle blender for about 5 or 6 seconds, and that'll nicely blend it in and give us the froth. There we go, literally it was less than 10 seconds, but 10 seconds later, we've got a lovely consistency. We've got our matcha and we've got the froth that'll just nicely go on top. Look at that. How good does that look? I think that is the important thing to note if you are a bar, especially serving matcha, is the presentation. This should be applicable to every coffee shop as well. But that is going to turn heads because you've got your layers on top there. I use 20 ml, as I say, REAL, some of the guys are 30 ml, but it's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong there. So basically, if you use 30 ml, you're going to get a slightly more red note at the bottom, like the mango. I did 30 ml of mango last time, so it's slightly higher up the glass. But that level of matcha is just so super easy to do, and it's going to attract customers for your daytime socializing.